It's Dallas, 104.3 The Shark here in the Hard Rock Artist Lounge at Audacy Beach Festival with the gentleman who's going to close out the Riptide stage here in 2022, Mr. Andrew McMahon.
Hello, sir.
Welcome to our festival.
Thanks for having me. It's been beautiful so far.
It's warm. It's like 80 degrees. There's Muses streamers are still hanging outside here, which is good for the trees, I'm sure. But
yeah, I didn't get to see them last night because I was playing upstate. And I showed up, and they're like, "Yeah, that was Muse."
Yeah, that happened. Guess they're going to be there for a little bit. But the last time we spoke was several years ago, and your daughter was much younger. Now she sometimes comes on stage with you.
She does, yeah.
Is it really, as a father of a 3 3/4-year-old, does it actually go that fast, or are they lying?
I try really hard to avoid all of like this sort of. The common things, it goes so fast. Yes, it does in a way. I mean, it also goes slow. I feel like time is, as we've learned over the last few years, is just confusing and it's hard to pin down. But it is surprising to me sometimes when I see her, and I think back to the first few years where we raised her on a tour bus, right? Before she had to go to school, it was just like, family and all of our stuff and the kid and. It is wild to me to think about the fact that was so many years ago, because it does seem like it was yesterday.
Yeah, last time we talked, I think she was 3.
Yeah.
Now she's a very moving and grooving and on-stage kid.
Yeah, she's going to be 9 in February.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's her birthday?
February 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
February 25th. So.
Oh, yeah, there you go. All right.
Good month.
Yeah.
But at her age now, does she have a preference between Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, Jack's Mannequin, and something corporate?
Well, what I will say, I mean, her preference is for any song that might reference her in any way whatsoever. So there are a handful of songs on this new record where there are little nods to her. She actually sings on one of the songs on the new record. So she prefers those songs to anything. But I gave her, I have like all my old vinyls in a box, and I found the Leaving Through the Window vinyl. And so I gave her that. And there's been like these very adorable, like proud dad moments where I'll walk by her room and she's like dancing around in her room to the Leaving Through the Window record, So I'd say right now that Something Corporate record is at the top of her list.
Is she excited that Something Corporate is playing When We Were Young Fest?
I mean, she is. She's 8, so and she grew up in this, right? So none of this is. I mean, I think for her, she really she loves music. She loves being on a stage. I mean, the first time that she came out and sang on stage. It was not a plan. She just ran out and grabbed a microphone and did it. And so I think she's enamored by this space, right? But it's kind of what she grew up in, So it's yeah. But I think she's I think she'll probably end up being on a stage somewhere at the end of the day, is my guess.
Very likely, it seems at this point.
Yeah.
Now we've got a couple songs out from the new project coming. Yeah. In the new year. Also, When We Were Young Fest was announced, and you didn't get the call for 2022, but for next year, the sets they're not the longest. Have you thought about how you would fit in Constantine in what might not be a very long set?
There's no way. I mean, look, I sort of made a real point. I mean, I've been very... I've not played Constantine very often. Obviously, a lot of people know. But this last summer, Chris and Dashboard, we went out together, and I played Constantine every night on that tour. So I was trying to scratch that itch for people. But yeah, if it's a 30 or 35-minute set, we're gonna probably play the other songs, and maybe try and set up a show on the way in or the way out if like there's some diehards that really need to hear that.
Seemed to happen this past time.
Yeah.
But with like you having 3 different projects that so many people are attached to at this point, and you do these shows as Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, and you do pretty career-spanning sets now. Has there been any songs recently that you're like really surprised when people yell out for?
I mean, I think I'm always surprised when anybody likes my music, and I'm just like, that's just who I am. Yeah, I think a part of creating for a living is this like there's an insecurity there, right? Like I show up to every stage just going like, are they gonna like me? You know, and so anytime there's a cut that's not like, say, a dark blue or Woke Up in a Car or Cecilia or Fire, but you know, I think it's like, oh, cool, they want to hear that one. Like last night we played in Syracuse and a girl had on her phone Hammers and Strings, you know, which is a cut off the Glass Passenger. And against my better judgment, honestly, I closed the set with Hammers and Strings because I was like, let's just, sure, we're in a rowdy bar and I'm going to close with a ballad. But you know, I think I've been so fortunate because the people who know my music, they know, like they really know it, you know, and they've dug in and they've listened to so many of these songs. And I almost feel guilty because I lean towards, when I do these shows, like I lean towards playing the biggest songs because I grew up going to shows and when people were like, I'm just going to play all the new records, like I was like, fuck you know, but yeah, I mean, there are surprises for sure. I mean, somebody was talking about Caves in the next room, and you know, it's like hard for me to like think about playing that song, you know. But a good problem to have, and one I feel very lucky for.
I might be yelling "Straw Dog" this evening. So.
I almost played that last night.
Hey.
I mean, the band does not know it, so it's not going to happen tonight. But I can't.
There's
play
still
that.
time.
If you find a piano in the back, we'll do a little solo thing just for you. Yeah.
Live at the Fillmore. I don't know what year that. Hit for me. So
yeah.
Well,
God, the San Francisco, that something. Oh my gosh, that was like 2002.
Yeah.
Wow.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
But you know, we love VHS, Stars, Skywriting. The new stuff sounds wonderful so
Thank
far.
you.
Very much looking forward to a big new year in the Andrew McMahon world.
I'm looking forward to it too.
And,
I'm excited for people to hear this music.
Enjoy the warmth out here. Enjoy. It's going to be a little after sunset, but closing out our Riptide stage this evening, and we will hopefully see you back here real soon.
I look forward to it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.